I think there's almost 2 million users now. Stock is going through the roof. And 21 Savage, Meek Mill, just to name a few. Joe Budden's been on there, and he actually talks about it on his podcast a lot. Punch from Top Dog has been on from Top Dog Entertainment has been on there. So
Royce, a lot of people have.
Yeah, Royce. A lot of people are on this thing, and we always talk about ownership. In hip hop in the Black community, we talk about especially in the Black community, ownership in hip hop. But this is another instance where I see black creatives blowing up another startup, and then it just blossoms and goes on, and nobody has any ownership in it. I see Meek Mill. He said he was going to try to start a streaming company with I think it was Lil Durk and somebody else. But what do y'all think about that, man? Hip hop. We talked about a while back. We talked about hip hop being so powerful and converting over to, the commercial side of things. But it seems like sometimes they're the people that are doing this are missing on the power that they've gained, because this could have been an opportunity for someone else possibly to start something similar instead of blowing it up, because Clubhouse now is through the roof, and that's all based off, hip hop artists coming in and blowing this thing up. So just what do y'all think about that? How does that look on face value? Because we all know the ownership conversation. Jay Moore, I'll come to you first.
I mean, I understand the ownership conversation, especially when it's something that seems to be so heavily influenced by hip hop. The only thing is, it's like, okay, what, because when I look at things like this, okay, what is the advertising potential of something like a Clubhouse? Because when I hear it's valued at $1 billion because some rappers got on and there's a whole bunch of rooms where people are acting like they're in the music industry. Like, I mean, not to say that for everybody, but I mean, it just seems like a bunch of dudes talking to each other about stuff they don't know about.
You sound like you don't believe it. You sound like you don't believe the validity.
Maybe it's just because maybe it's because I haven't participated in it and it's not something that I'm interested in. There might be a little bit of hate that comes from my voice, but just from what I've seen, I was like, okay, you're going to get in a room and talk to Joe Budden about what? You're going to get in and talk to why is the access? See, the thing is, the artists, and I heard Joe Budden talk about this, but like access to him at this point, whether you're a rap artist or someone who's trying to get a podcast off the ground, access to him shouldn't be free. And so I think really the ball is still in all these creatives' corner. If they want to take their ball, create something to where if you want access to a Steve Stout or Joe Budden or a Meek Mill or whoever, okay, we're going to be over here. We're not good. You can, because wherever people who claim that they want access to certain people, wherever they are, that's where they're going to go. So I think, the valuation of Clubhouse is it's within the people who actually come into these rooms, who get access to people for free that they wouldn't ordinarily be able to get access to. Once those people leave, honestly, the valuation of Clubhouse goes down, because if it's just ventured capitalists talking to each other, this is just another basically a conference call. It's nothing. The reason people in hip hop got into it, I can't really say, but I'd say if those voices and those people who are giving free access to themselves go somewhere else, especially if the access is still going to be free, or even if there is a paywall of, say, you want to jump into the Steve Stout room, all right, that's going to be $1.99. If you want to get into the Joe Budden room and talk shop about about how to get your podcast numbers up, okay, that's going to be $2.99. Like, I don't understand why all these people are giving away all this access for free, because it does the platform doesn't matter. I'm more upset about, like, I don't understand why, if you have all this knowledge and you have all this big of a following, that you're building this platform up and giving away the information and the access for free.
So your angle is more about
your from my experience with it. And let's be clear. I am an avid supporter of Android, everything mobile, but I do have an iPhone as well, and Android is still better. But I am on Clubhouse on the iPhone. And from my experience with Clubhouse, I mean, you're not really learning anything that's like super secret or whatnot. I think a lot of the appeal from Clubhouse stems from you had to be invited in. It's only for an iPhone, and people that get on it seem to think they're in this fraternity or secret society exclusive type shit just because you're a member of Clubhouse. And like even like the shit that I listen to on Clubhouse, I've been in like a Damon John room where he's telling you a few pointers on how to get money. But I mean, it's basic shit. It's not like you're getting on here and you're really learning some shit. You're just hearing people with money talk, essentially. So if you think that that's teaching you something just because you're hearing people with money talk, then I don't know, maybe you need to figure something else out or read a few books or whatnot. But it's almost like an elitism type shit with Clubhouse, in my personal opinion. There are some cool conversations that go on. There's a lot of shit on there that's just gossip, pure gossip. You go into a room and people are just talking shit, and I don't know, man. It's not really all that to me, you know. And maybe I'm using it wrong. I don't know, but it's not anything that I'm checking on the daily. Like I remember when it first started, people were like, "Oh, this is about to kill Facebook and so." I'm like, no, it's not. What makes you think people logging on to hear people talk all damn day is gonna kill Instagram or Facebook? That's just not gonna happen. Those two platforms are part of life now, and those will never go anywhere, and they will never be championed by anything else. Well, I can't say that, but I don't think those will ever go anywhere. But the Clubhouse is more kind of like, it's just an exclusive type thing. Once it does open up to all formats, all phones, I don't think the appeal is going to be as much as it is now either.
Lone, jump in there. What are your thoughts?
As far as the original conversation of like the tech and the money and everything else that's involved, it's interesting that it has taken this turn from venture capitalism into, it pretty much turned into like a hip hop thing. And and that's kind of neat. Jay Moore brought up the idea of potentially selling rooms. I think that's an interesting idea too. But as far as like the tech platforms themselves, that's interesting because, you know, you got to build it. I don't know who your question is, like who gains from it. Like, you know, Black creatives help turn Clubhouse into the next tech unicorn. Who gains from it? It would be interesting to see some sort of service where you could like join rooms, like personalized rooms, and pay money and hear somebody talk, like live events and stuff like that. I think that could potentially you could Doja Cat it, you know, but if you know, show some feet to some white supremacists for $4.99.
There we go. There we go.
But I don't. I feel like we're getting to that point to where these things are going to be offered, and there's going to be something that emerges that allows all this stuff to happen. I don't know if we see it quite yet, but with the evolution of video media, with Twitch and Discords and Zooms and Clubhouses and everything else that's in the works right now, we're seeing things change in real time, to the point to when things eventually get off lockdown. I don't think a lot of these avenues are going to change. Like, I would not be surprised if like venues did virtual shows and live shows, and or if they charged a fee to watch a virtual show, you know. And why don't we see companies do talks, you know? And there are people that do this already in different ways, but I feel like it's going to become more mainstream, the reach to everything. So that's my piece.
I think a lot of it has to do with the whole COVID situation kind of changed everything, and it made something like Clubhouse very popular that could have possibly not even have taken off if people weren't bored. Also, with
that's real right there.
Was talking about Bama selling invites for $50 to $100. Look, I got a couple invites right now. If y'all willing to pay me, I'll let you right in. I'll let you in for the friendly fee of $10. But no, I ain't selling no invite. If you do want to get in, hit me up. I'll let you in. But it's not really. It's not really. It's not worth all that money. I don't understand why people are spending $50 to $100 just to get into this platform and just sit around and look stupid.
Benefiting.
I mean,
yeah, that they figured it out.
I mean, but
anybody who can sell a Clubhouse invite for $5,200, those are the people who are benefiting. And like I said, when things actually do open up, I don't know if this will even survive that. Like, think about how much bigger Twitch has gotten since, it was a thing that, okay, I'll watch, my little brother will watch people play Fortnite or something on.
Mm-hmm.
Like now it's a full on, people are broadcasting cooking shows, and of course the DJ community's gotten on it. Like I saw something where they passed like some 2 billion hours watch, something ridiculous. And I guarantee you a lot of that is because of the pandemic. They wouldn't even be close to that if people actually could go outside and had something to do.
I think also, y'all point about the actual content, there's some goofy shit I've been seeing that's on there too. Like it's the hip hop is what popped it off, but I see people talking about people getting funded to start OnlyFans accounts through there and having conversations about that, and why black men ain't shit room and this type of stuff. And I'm like, yo, what is this really about? Like, what is it's a room for everything. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I've heard 50-50. Like Terry said, it's cool from what I'm hearing, but the platform itself and how long it's gonna last, I don't know, man. I think once the wave dies down,
it's the new age AOL chat rooms for those that remember those.
Are you saying that I need to add?
The only thing missing is typing in ASL, because you remember how many different type of chat rooms was on that shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you would just kind of just look and see how many was in each room before you jumped in. Like, this room is popping. Let me go in here and see what's going on.
X.
Look, there are people who are going to jump off of Clubhouse as soon as I think Android users have limited access to it now, and a lot of people who have iPhones think they own stock in the company.
Preach to them now.
They have as soon as Android users have access to it, they'll be like, this is over with. Let me get out of here. So I said, I don't, if everyone wasn't supposed to be still stuck in the house, I don't know how much cachet this app would have, but the situations of what's going on in the world today have presented an opportunity for whoever actually owns this thing. I don't even know who actually owns it. I don't even know if they want to be known at this point, because if they got $1 billion valuation off of something that they're not selling anything.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what happened with Facebook. Originally, Facebook wasn't selling advertising, and
there it is right there.
So
there it is.
You just never know. Like the next time you jump in the chat room, it'll be like the chat room brought to you by Smirnoff Ice. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't take long.
Chat room brought to you by Sharks. Yeah, I feel you. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm cool. I decided to. This is not. So one of my cousin, I ain't gonna put him on blast, but he said, "Fam, you might think about. I'm telling you, you might think about trying to maybe get you a second phone or something, man. You missing out on so many dope opportunities." I said, "No."
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. And we invite you to join our hip hop community on Discord. Access it by going to newoldheads.com/community for talks on hip hop, sports, music, news, and everything else.